Hello, and welcome to episode 2.4. I am James. In the previous episode, we learned about how to describe consonants in detail. Specifically, we learned that there are three ways to put the consonants of English into groups. Or in other words, there are three ways to classify the consonants: voicing, place of articulation, and manner of articulation. In this episode, we will conclude our discussion of the description of consonants. To fully describe consonants, we need to put the three ways to describe them together. This gives us the complete phonetic description of a consonant. We firstly say its voicing, then its place of articulation, and finally, its manner of articulation. Let's look at the complete phonetic description for all the English consonants, along with their IPA and two example words. Firstly, P is voiceless because the vocal cords are open and so do not vibrate when the air moves through the wide open glottis. It is bilabial because the air is stopped at both lips, and it is a plosive because the lips quickly close and then suddenly reopen to cause an explosion of air. Therefore, it is a voiceless, bilabial plosive. Two words which contain this sound are poke and rope. I'll say the rest of them much quicker. B. For example, boy, robe. It is a voiced bilabial plosive. T. Take, wrote. Voiceless alveolar plosive. D. Day, road. Voiced alveolar plosive. K. Cake, school. Voiceless velar plosive. G. Gash, log. Voiced velar plosive. F. Foal, loaf. Voiceless labiodental fricative. V. Valid, drove. Voiced labiodental fricative. Th. Thin, breath. Voiceless dental fricative. This, breathe. Voiced dental fricative. Sold, loss. Voiceless alveolar fricative. Zip, fizz. Voiced alveolar fricative. Shoe, fashion. Voiceless post-alveolar fricative. Measure, vision. Voiced post-alveolar fricative. Heart, ahead. Voiceless glottal fricative. Church, watch. Voiceless post-alveolar affricate. Judge, wedge. Voiced post-alveolar affricate. More, Rome. Voiced bilabial nasal. Nose, lone. Voiced alveolar nasal. Wrong, singer. Voiced velar nasal. Leaf, roll. Voiced alveolar lateral approximate. Now, some books describe this symbol's manner of articulation as a liquid. Roll, trap. Voiced post-alveolar approximant. This is sometimes transcribed using another IPA symbol, which you can see on the screen. Also, some books describe its manner of articulation as liquid. Year, yacht. Voiced palatal approximant. Some books describe its manner of articulation as glide. Where, newer. This is a voiced labial velar approximant. Some books describe its manner of articulation as glide. And finally, this symbol, which sounds like bottle, football. This is the glottal plosive. And see below for more information. Some of these descriptions are more difficult to understand, so let's look at them. Firstly, the place of articulation of w has two aspects, labial velar. To say this sound, the lips are rounded, hence labial, and the tongue moves up towards the velum, hence velar. Secondly, to say the alveolar lateral approximant, or the tongue touches the alveolar ridge, but the tongue becomes flat. In other words, a lateral shape, which allows the air to pass by both sides. Finally, to produce the glottis is narrowed, which causes vibration when air passes through it. I said in a previous episode that there are 24 consonants in English. However, I just described 25 of them. This is because there is one final consonant to discuss, whose symbol is on the screen now. This sound, the glottal plosive, is an optional consonant in English, because no word must use this sound. It is commonly used instead of t when speaking quickly. We will learn more about it in Unit 3 of this MOOC. Regarding its articulation, it is pronounced by completely closing the vocal cords and then suddenly opening them again. This is the end of episode 2.4. Before we finish, please answer these questions. Thank you for watching.